I thought you wanted me to go.
Okay, go.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for joining us Saturday morning at 8:30 with Gina and Bex. I feel like I'm like a co-host now to an anchor, on the shows. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about emotions. We have a wonderful guest with us today who's going to talk us through a kind of a mindfulness meditation series that we can just all take a deep breath. I hope you've got your relaxing oils with you, and she's going to just kind of explore that area with us, because Gina and I we also want to be taken through that wonderful delight. So I'm just going to do a quick intro, and then Gina has prepared a beautiful slideshow for us as always. So today, yes, we're going to talk a little bit more about mood management, how to use your essential oils, and what are the quickest, most impactful ways to get a change in your mood. So I think we've definitely said this before, and we're always going to say it again. The quickest way to impact mood is through the olfactory part of the brain. And that can be stimulated when you're inhaling oils. So if you go ahead and plug in that diffuser and just look at what speaks to you. And I've told you, if you're not sure which oil to use, maybe take off the tops of the bottles, have a little sniff, and see which one you kind of resonate with. And if you're really not sure, think about where that plant would have naturally grown. So if you're feeling really gloomy, you want to reach for an oil that grows high off the ground, like a citrus oil. If you're feeling kind of wound up, spiraling, kind of raging, I know this from a friend, not myself, go ahead and try and find an oil that is more grounding, something that grows close to the ground, like a lavender, or maybe even something incredibly stable and scented, like a tree. So a tree oil like frankincense or copaiba would be wonderful whenever you're feeling really heightened and at a high stress level. Go ahead and put some drops in your diffuser and just inhale them. It's the quickest way to impact mood. And a lot of people think it's a little woo-woo to think that you can really impact both your mood and different body systems by just smelling something that's good. But I mean, if you think about when you go to the dentist, they use laughing gas when you're having a procedure, right? And that's just a synthetic oil, a synthetic compound that you're being forced to breathe in, and it impacts the olfactory part of the nerve, and it has these reactions within your body that can feel very relaxing or almost euphoric. Why not do that with something more natural? So go ahead, open up that diffuser, put whatever oils you fancy using in there. You can even do the hand trick where you put the oils in your hand and take some deep inhales. It is a wonderful way to trigger calm. So today I'm diffusing, as always, rosemary. You know me and I have a little bit of a love affair with rosemary. And I put a bit of wild orange in there as well. And it is the most wonderful combination of oils. I challenge you to try it. Would you like me to talk about the top oils that I have here on my sheet, Gina?
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So doTERRA's favorite oils for mood management are lavender. And we all know lavender can ease sadness, soothe anxiousness, and it's wonderful for sleep. Okay. Frankincense, it can promote relaxation, and it's very grounding. Wild orange, it's incredibly uplifting. Peppermint is very energizing. It gives you that sensation of very clear and focused mind. Bergamot, you know it's my love. It soothes anxiousness, eases sadness, and promotes letting go. I cannot tell you enough. If you do not have bergamot, get it. It's saved me so many times. And it's not something I overly use, but I'm so glad when I've got it. It really is something that can, if you're really feeling out of control, spiraled, I had a couple of car crashes, and I just felt completely in despair. Bergamot just fixed me right up. It was wonderful. And I put it on my solar plexus, across my heart. I was inhaling it, and it just made me feel so much better. The last four. Let's see. Hey, ladies. Thanks for joining. If you're joining, can you mute yourselves on entry? Thank you so much. So the last four oils that I have on my list here are ylang ylang for easing sadness. Vetiver is really great for any kind of nervous energy, and it can calm anger. Roman chamomile, which is great for promoting relaxation, and lemon. And lemon is incredibly cleansing for your kitchen, and it's incredibly cleansing for the body as well. So that is, I think, a pretty good intro for essential oils and mood management, and get your diffuser on. And Gina's got a beautiful slideshow for us.
Well, and I do want, I don't, you know, it's a little beautiful today, I'll show you, but I do want to also introduce Tracy. I met Tracy, there she is waving. I met Tracy through our community women's club group, and it's a just amazing group of women. And then we, you know, started, I knew right off she was, you know, she did something, you know, calming. She just has a calming voice and a calming persona, and just like happy and sweet. And so anyway, I've been talking to her for a while. I'm like, we should do something together, because Tracy is a certified, I have my notes here, a certified Reiki master, a meditation teacher, and a sound healer as well, which is amazing. I don't know if you guys, any of you have done sound healing. Whoa, I took a yoga sound class, and it was, she had a gong, and it's so super cool. So maybe we could do that sometime as well. But she helps her clients overcome stress, heal physically and emotionally, sleep better, and live their best life. Oh, we could do it today. Oh my gosh. Yay.
I hope you can clear your schedule till midday, guys. Gina's going to keep us on for a while.
Oh my God, if we could experience a little bit of that, I just think it's so cool. So anyway, I think Tracy fits very well into what we're doing as far as healing emotionally and physically, and definitely into our chat today about, you know, managing moods and emotions. So welcome, Tracy. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
She is a very gentle speaker. Oh, I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. I didn't do a lot of slides today, but just a couple, because it jogs my memory, our memory. So here we are. Emotions take 2, stress and mood management. I always get nervous about this, because I feel like I'm not going to know how to do these, move these slides.
Okay. It's perfect. You can just click your arrow button, babe.
I know. Okay, I got it now. I got it. So grounding and earthing, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I wish we could, like, how many has anybody, like, raise your hand if you've done grounding or earthing, if you have heard about it. I'm just curious.
Me.
Okay. Wait, I can't see you all.
Let me see. I'll have a look. My hand's waving frantically in the air. Everybody else has pictures, so I don't know. I'm going to say, oh yeah, let's say 50% of us have experienced it or know about it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Cool.
You know, I know about it from a video you posted a while back.
Yeah, I did post that. I remember. That was a while ago too.
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, and I'm by no means an expert, but I'm always a feeler, so I'm going to share my experience and how I've felt. So I don't know where I even first heard about this, but basically our bodies are, I'm going to mute you back, Kim.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Basically our bodies have electrical currents going through them, right? Like our bodily processes are driven by protons and neutrons, and there's electricity pulsing through our cells all the time. Mm-hmm. And so, oh yeah, and jump in and chime in, Tracy, like I would love for you to chime in about this, but but what I have learned is that when you go out and put your bare feet and you connect to the earth, which also it has electricity pumping through it, you re-ground yourself. You basically balance out the electricities, because we're not connected with the earth all the time, and we're, you know, on concrete, or we're in our homes, or we're wearing shoes. your body is, I feel my body getting out of balance. And also all the electrical, appliances we have and our phones and all the electromagnetic energy we're surrounded by it, and it's not the natural, kind of electromagnetic energy. So reconnecting yourself to the earth, if you're feeling like you're spiraling or you're feeling anxious, go put your feet out in the grass and feel how it changes your energy. It's amazing. I mean, I can feel it in a matter of minutes. Tracy, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I practice Reiki, and that's all the same. Everything is vibration. Everything is energy vibrating. And so it's using that ability for us to harmonize with other frequencies. And that's why you said you loved the gong. That is tuned to maybe the earth or the moon or something natural. And that's exactly what it's like think of two tuning forks or even guitars. You can tune a guitar by having one guitar here and another there, and when you pluck the cord of one guitar, that corresponding chord will begin vibrating in the other guitar near it. And so that's what we're doing with grounding and with Reiki. It's taking two maybe dissonant sounds, vibrations, and harmonizing those. They will naturally harmonize to each other. So it's a great practice. And nature is so healing as well. And that's why essential oils are so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So my sister was real stressed with work recently, and I was like, go put your feet in the grass, like for at least 10 minutes a day. Just go sit out, especially since most people are working from home. Like, you have the option to do that. The grass or the dirt or the sand at the beach. I mean, it's just helpful. And I was looking, and there is so much research on this now. And, again, like Bex and I and Tracy as well, we are the science people and the research people, and we want to know why. And I can't move my eyes. I want to move my thing so I could see this whole. Can you guys see the whole screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so there's research. So from the article, it's an article from the Journal of Inflammation Research published on the National Center for Biotech Information site. Like, I just think this is so cool. So this research project has revealed that electrically conductive contact of the human body with the surface of the earth produces intriguing effects on physiology and health. And so they found positive benefits to inflammation, immune responses, wound healing, preventions and treatment of chronic inflammatory and autoimmune diseases, and cardiovascular health. Like, this is just huge, right? And it is so simple. So specifically, grounding an organism produces measurable differences in the concentration of white blood cells, cytokines, and something involved in the inflammatory response. I can't see because your pictures are there. Hopefully you can see. And then the National Library of Medicine on PubMed. So there's like 20 at least positive studies of the benefits of connecting to the earth. I just think it's so cool. Again, discovery that bodily contact with the earth's natural electric charge stabilizes, I can't read that word, at the deepest levels, reduces inflammation, pain, stress, improves blood flow, energy, sleep. And then also the nervous system, like the function of the nervous system, which is exactly what we're talking about today, right? So connect to the earth. It's simple. It's free. So that's go ahead.
No, I love it. I was like, it's free. I love it. If it's free, it's for me.
Right? Oh my gosh. And it's amazing. So if you haven't tried it, try it. Does anybody have anything they want to share on earthing? I love when you guys share. Or grounding, an experience you've had.
I should also mention, guys, I have prizes today for people who share.
Bribes.
Well, if you've got a prize.
Yay, share.
Do it. Do
No,
it.
I think that, sometimes we just do this stuff naturally without knowing that it's called earthing or whatever, so I was sharing with you a little bit about the kind of stressy craziness that's been going on this week, and it's actually been happening over a couple of weeks, and we've been going through as a company some issues where, we were asked to do things and we didn't know if we wanted to do them or whatever. And my boss, she actually was like, you guys, I need to get off the Zoom call right now and I need to go to the beach. And she got on her bike and she went down to the beach and, I don't know if she was surfing or whatever, but she knew that I can no longer have this conversation. I need to go connect with the earth and what makes me feel good. And I've never heard of earthing, but clearly
Mhm.
that's what was working for her. And it put her in a much better headspace. I mean, so
Yeah. Thank you.
there you go.
Really cool.
Yeah. Like,
I've
go
experienced it. Experienced it one time, Gina, and I think you and I were together at the time. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember in San Clemente?
Yes, yes.
And the way that look at me, I'm trying to get a prize. I'm kidding. So the way that I understood it was, and it kind of resonated with me, that the biggest ball of energy is the Earth's core, and that when we put our feet on natural ground, we're tapping into that energy. And that's the kind of visual I have whenever I try to kind of ground myself or earth myself, is okay, come on earth, do your work, So I think it's very similar with the ocean and the beach, because the tides are being pulled right by the moon and I don't know what else, and I don't know that much about all that stuff, but I just think if we can, we should really tap into the bigger energy that's out there and try and calm ourselves and harmonize, like Tracy was saying. I love that. I forgot about the whole guitar thing. That is so cool.
Yeah, and it's again, going back to what our ancestors did. They were constantly walking on the earth and out there farming and harvesting and hunting and gathering, and so anyway, I love it.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
That's it.
So that's a little about grounding and earthing. And they now sell things. Of course, if you can't be outside, there are devices that you can use to connect to the Earth's energy in in your home. So I mean, you can basically you can there's things you can put your feet on right while you're working at your desk. There's bed, something you can put in your bed, like a cover over your mattress, right? There's all sorts of, and then so if you look it up, you'll find all sorts of little devices and stuff. So pretty cool.
I actually, can you guys hear me okay? I can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I started this new job, and it's hands down the most stressful work environment I've ever, new job situation I've ever had. And so I am I mean, it's work from home, which pretty much everybody's doing right now anyways, but I am constantly going outside for walks barefoot in the grass and then pulling weeds and doing I'll take my little 10-minute break to go walk somewhere, to go pull weeds, or just put my hands and feet on the earth for sure.
Oh,
it works. Yeah.
I forgot about that. Gardening is great. Yeah, get your hands in the dirt for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm going to tell my really quick elevation superwoman story, and then we're going to let Tracy go into some things she wants to share with us and some exercises that we can do easily and daily if you wanted to. Okay, so elevation, we've talked about emotions and mood quite a bit now, but I forgot to talk about my Superwoman story. And so this is a funny story, and some of you have probably heard this, but it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was making samples, and Elevation is the joyful blend. So it's one I use whenever I'm feeling a little down, or, you know, like if you need to be uplifted, that's a great one. And you know what? Also, while I'm talking about it, the colors of the bottles also help us determine what oil to use. So if you're, right, Bex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart. I've never noticed that.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, obviously all the citruses are bright. So if you need something uplifting, go for a yellow or orange or pink colored bottle. If you need something a little more grounding, you need to come down, you're spiraling, go for something green or blue, because those are the more calming. So just a side note. But Elevation and my Superwoman story. So I was making samples to send to my friends who, you know, had depression and anxiety going on. And I was getting the oil on my hands, you know, as I was putting it in these little tiny bottles. And I just kept like rubbing it in and rubbing it in. And then the next, I can't even remember if it was the same day or the next day, I got on a call and I was like, oh yeah, guys, like we're gonna do this. Like I was so amped and positive, and like I just felt like Superwoman, and I was like, I could do anything right now. Like, and I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's because of all the elevation I had rubbed on my hands. So anyway, if you ever want to feel like you can conquer the world, use some Elevation. I'm not kidding. It's yeah.
I'm going to bathe in it tonight. That's awesome.
Yeah, you should. All right.
I love it.
So, okay. So now we're going to talk, I'm going to stop sharing so I could see everybody. And I can't find my mouse, you guys. I don't know what is going on. Oh,
Can you press escape?
oh, that's what I do. See, I always forget.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Yay, I can see everybody again.
Hey, friend.
Okay. We're going to let Tracy share some things now too.
Great. So what I always start off with is encouraging people to create a special place in their home or a sacred space, or it can, if you have a really stressful job, it can even be on your desk. And it can be something as simple as just like a candle. If you have any special items, I always like to have cards. I encourage people, especially in the morning, to create that sacred space, go to it. If you want to pull a card, if you have any flowers, a candle to light, and just take that time to get centered. And I'll talk a little bit about affirmations, but use your oils with your affirmations, because that sets the tone for our entire day. Like there are all these studies about like opening up your email first thing in the morning. If you do that within the first hour of waking, you actually cut your productivity by 30%, which is crazy, right? So it's like, do all these other things. It's like, don't watch the news first thing. Like put these positive thoughts and feelings and connect with whatever oil is calming to you first thing in the morning, or even throughout the day when you're at work and stressed. So little, this is just like a little rock, a crystal that has an affirmation in it. And later when I take you through a little Reiki guided meditation, we'll do some work on affirmations. But essentially you want your, no pun intended, you want your affirmation to be positive, short, present tense, and ideally you'd like it to elicit something, a feeling like I am joyful, I have tons of energy, or something like that, that you can actually feel that sensation and what your life would be like with that affirmation already as the truth of your being. So the sacred space is a great thing to start with. Sure, Gina, you want to say something?
I did want to say one quick thing, because we did some work with affirmations, and one interesting thing that we were taught was your affirmation should be something that is uncomfortable to you at first
Mhm.
because it's something you're trying to change, right? It's something you're trying to reverse, like some
Yeah.
negative feeling that you're trying to reverse. So maybe, I don't know if that'll come up when we, talk about that more, but I remember like I was sort of feeling like discontent and you just kind of like out of place. And my affirmation was, I am content. And
Mhm.
so it was like, and at first it felt weird saying it, like, because I wasn't feeling content, right? But it was
Right.
something that I needed to say over and over to change what my mindset was. So,
Yeah, and the way that affirmations work is either through serious repetition, so doing it over and over, because it may not feel like the truth. It may feel kind of like a lie, but the subconscious mind will respond to repetition. And also by going into the theta brainwave state, which is what I do in my meditations and Reiki. And then that's when the conscious mind just steps aside. The subconscious mind is controlling 90% of our life, our behaviors, our habits, our reactions. So it's really important to learn to work with the subconscious mind. And that's what essential oils do, because when you smell something, we've all had this experience, you're accessing stuff from another time in your life. That memory is stored in your brain, in your subconscious mind. So when you tie an affirmation to an essential oil, you are getting into the subconscious mind. You're associating those two things, not in a conscious way. So even if you're saying that affirmation, it doesn't feel true. If you're using it with all of these other things that stimulate the sense of peace and calm and activate our parasympathetic nervous system, our calm, rest, relax, then the affirmation will ultimately sink in.
yeah.
So hope that clarified a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and then I'll go into just a couple really easy techniques that you can use. Probably one of the best is your breath. It's another one of those things. It's always with you and it's free and nobody has to know that you're doing it. So there are two types of breath that I'll go over. One is the releasing breath and the other is the relaxing. Releasing would be like when you're on a Zoom call or your kids are just going crazy and you feel really stressed. Check in with yourself and maybe even quantify. I feel like I'm at like a 9 in my stress level. And the releasing breath is, and I'll explain it and then we can practice it together. The releasing breath is you inhale through the nose and you exhale through your mouth. And when you exhale, try to make that exhale twice as long as the inhale. So maybe breathing in through your nose to the count of 4. And when you exhale through your mouth to a count of 8, and also make it audible. The sound healing is right here in our voice. And so I'll show what to do, and then we can do a couple releasing breaths, and then I'll show you the relaxing breath. So releasing, I'm going to inhale through my nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, until all the breath is out. So let's try a couple of those. We'll do 2 of those on the inhale, counting into 4, exhale, count of 8, and audibly sigh. You don't have to count, just sigh, for as long as you can. All right, it's gonna be fun. All right, guys, let's
I
take
muted myself. I'm going to mute my sigh.
Yeah, because otherwise it kind of goes in and out. So let's just take a second and get ready, and then inhaling through our nose, silently count to yourself, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. One more time. Inhaling through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Exhale with an audible sigh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the double exhale, twice as long on the exhale when you're super stressed. And then once you do that, you can go into the relaxing breath. And this is going to just kind of maintain that state. So we've taken ourselves out of the sympathetic nervous system stress and fight or flight into the parasympathetic rest and digest and reset. So the relaxing breath is just in through the nose and out through the nose. Very simple, just paying attention to your breath, not judging, not labeling it. So let's just do that. Let's just take a few conscious breaths. 10 to 20 of these can completely reset your nervous system, and it tells your brain everything is okay. So just going within, inhale, pay attention to the inhale and in through the nose, and then exhale through the nose, just gently, light breath. And keep going at your own pace. Just take about 5 inhales and exhales. No labeling or judging. Just feeling the sensations of the breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. All right, hopefully you can feel the difference with that. So that's just relaxing. Yeah, just really light, natural, and the mind always wants to come in and judge and analyze. We're never going to get rid of thoughts, but just noticing them, letting them go, kind of like clouds floating across the sky.
I love that.
One other thing we can do I have time to do just like a little mini Reiki session?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is, everybody's a healer. So Reiki is universal life force energy. The key is like chi or prana. So Tai Chi and prana that they use at the yogic breath. And so what we do with that is, you can do this anywhere. When I say we're all healers, because if we bump our knee into something, what do? We immediately put our hand on our knee and rub it to make it feel better. We're sending love, we're sending intention. And where our intention and attention go, that is where energy flows. So really all you have to do is practice some of those breaths or whatever you do to get centered in the moment. So I invite everybody to close their eyes and tap it back into that relaxing breath where you're just paying attention to your breath. Nothing to change, just the natural breath. Tuning into that. And then we will call upon any, perhaps you have ancestors or you believe in angels and that resonates with you. Maybe it's your higher self, maybe it's Jesus, whoever it is, call upon that higher being, that energy, and ask them to be here with you now. And ask them to fill you with love and light and positivity. And then we will imagine a white light, this healing energy coming in through the top of our head. And you can feel it, you can sense it. Maybe it's a color, maybe it's just a knowing to you, but tap into that and feel it coming in through the top of your head. And gently moving down and bathing your heart. And then moving down into your arms and hands. It could be a white golden light. Or some other sensation. Maybe you feel heat or cold, and feel sense into your hands. Just feeling and sensing. And just notice that sensation. And you can either place your hands someplace you feel intuitively called in your body. Maybe it's your heart, or you have an ache or a pain somewhere. Or you can just send your intention there. Place your energy on your knee that's hurting, or any part of your body. And then you're just going to send that healing energy. And if you don't feel like you know what you're doing, ask that higher being, that loving presence, to help you with this. And just feel that energy there. Imagine this nourishing your cells, your energetic body, whatever area that you're touching upon, and sending your love to that. And then you can feel it radiating throughout your whole entire body, and just notice your inner body. Notice any sensations. Notice that field of energy, that tingling, that pulsing, that vibration throughout your whole body. And then I invite you to set an intention. It could be for healing. It could be an affirmation for any part of your life. And state it in a positive way, short, positive statement in the present tense. Perhaps, I am healthy, I am peaceful, I am surrounded by love. Choose that affirmation now. And once you have it, just silently say that 3 times. And feel as if it's the truth, and feel it in every cell of your body. And now let's just tune into the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude that we've stated our affirmation. Gratitude for this healing energy within us, for the love within us, for all the wonderful things in our lives that we have. Feel that gratitude. When you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, taking some long, deep breaths and telling yourself that you're grounding in to the earth, feeling your body seated, grounded, wiggling your fingers and toes. You can make some small movements, can roll your head gently, coming back into the room, back into your body. Gently, when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open, and connecting with the sense of peace and knowing that this peace is always with you. You can come back to it at any time. All you have to do is breathe and set the intention, say your affirmation, use your essential oils, and it's all available to you. So that's really one of the greatest techniques. Another great thing that I'll share with you guys is something called self-compassion. Really, really briefly, you don't have to be even closing your eyes or doing anything. You could be in a meeting, you could be with your family. You can either place your hands on your heart or on your arm, anywhere, on your legs, and just rubbing gently. This is sending a message to our brain that everything is okay. It's why it's so important for them to be held when they're babies, and when they don't, they go on to often have neurological issues. So just gently, maybe stroking your shoulder or your leg or your face, and just saying to yourself, it's okay. I'm doing my best. It's going to be okay. Or saying, I can handle this. Or saying to yourself, I love you. I love you, and I'm here for you. And it's just so comforting. It gets us into that relaxation response, into our parasympathetic nervous system. It's a great thing to teach our kids so they're not being hard on themselves and having those negative thoughts. So self-compassion, self-healing with Reiki, anybody can do it. You do it to your kids all the time, your pets, when you pet them, you're sending love. So, and always remember the breath is always there for you, and it's simple and free. So thank you for letting me share. And if anybody has any questions, I've got like 15 other things I could say to you right now and other techniques coming off the top of my head, but those are a few to start with. And it's also finding what works for you and your wiring, your physiology, because everybody's different. Sometimes mindfulness walking works for people because they have to move and they just can't sit down and take deep breaths. So if anybody needs any more tips or anything, please reach out to me. I'm here to support people because it's a really stressful time and this is so important.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tracy.
That was amazing. I love it. I had to cheat and take notes because I was like, this is so cool. I was like opening my eyes and like making notes.
Thank you. Is it possible I share something?
Yes,
Please.
Hi, my name is Lindsay, and Sandy invited me today, and I love that, Tracy. I'm actually a new yoga teacher, and I really love teaching meditation, but I really appreciated all of your offerings today, and I have been thinking about getting Reiki certified. And where can I find you? I would love to learn more about you and just kind of pick your brain.
Should I put my information in the chat or what's?
Yeah.
Is that, okay.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I'll do that. Thanks,
Awesome.
Lindsay. So sweet. Congratulations on being a yoga teacher. Everybody needs it. And please reach out to me because the whole online thing has been a learning curve for me. And I have so many tips and I want to help you. Like, you don't have to like throw the spaghetti at the wall. You can actually like focus and help people. I know you want to help people.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Lindsay, for chiming in too. And there was several people who thanked you in the chat too.
Thank you.
I am amazed at just the breathing, like how calm you feel just taking a couple breaths. So that, I mean, like that's something, and that's what Tracy was like, I could do so much more. And I'm like, well, I really think like the simple things that we could do on our own at our desk daily, right? Like, or wherever you are, like that's so helpful right now. And so I thank you so much, Tracy. That was very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And like I say, I had to sneakily take notes because you know me and my little science and my education background with all my students. So it's something that I found really interesting that you said, Tracy, was just to acknowledge where you are and verbalize. Wow, I'm at a 9 out of 10 right now in my frustration level. And I forget how important that is cognitively as well. So if you can attach words to your experience or your feelings, it then becomes real and you can start dealing with it. If you cannot attach words to it, it's going to fester. And I completely forgot about this week because it's metacognition, which is a skill that's not taught. It's something that kind of naturally develops unless you come see a specialist. And so, yeah, that itself will completely change my day. I forgot about this. I have to say, I'm at a 9 out of 10, people. And then I can set myself into the healing process. Whereas because I don't acknowledge it verbally, I can't move on to that next step. And so I completely forgot about how important that is. So thank you so much. And then I took my notes on my release breath and then my calming breath. I know where I'm going to spend most of my time in my little release phase, but I love it. So thank you. And these notes are going to get laminated and put on my desk.
Great. And please feel free to reach out to me because I have like so many tips for people, and also following my newsletter and Facebook and Instagram, because I just love to give people stuff that's science-based and really quick and practical. Like that's my thing, just quick and practical and science-based. So most effective because it's crucial. It's as important as eating well, exercising, and sleeping well. We have to have these tools and use them.
Definitely. Thank you. Loved it. What's up next, Gina? Are we going to a commercial break or what's happening?
Yeah, now from our sponsor. No, that is really cool to re-emphasize the fact that you acknowledge it, because, and to teach the kids that, right? To acknowledge where they are, and then where can we go, and how awesome that is that you can use that with your students too, Rebecca, and your work and stuff.
Yeah, and I forgot, because I teach this every single day, but I just completely forgot that, like, you need to verbalize this. If you can't verbalize it, you don't actually truly understand it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so difficult if you're nonverbal for kiddos who can't speak. It's because they're not able to hear their own thoughts out loud, if you will, because that's when comprehension truly begins. And so, say it. And I'm going to get my kids to do it. Like when they're really getting frustrated, I'm going to say, tell me like where you are.
Yeah.
And now we can move on.
One thing that I'll tie that into affirmations. The most powerful affirmation is I am. And so what I encourage people to do with feelings, instead of saying like, I am angry, it's even take it a step back, which we learn in mindfulness, is be the witness, and there is anger. I feel anger, instead of identifying that I am this thing, because we're not. We're the one who, once we have that awareness, we are the one that notices that, and it's just taking it one step back from identifying with that.
I like that. There is anger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because if you just acknowledge it, then you can start healing from it. Whereas if you just try and shove it under the table, like we've all, I think, been taught for many years, is just forget about it. Just forget about it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, it's the same thing with kids too. Like when you're working with little ones, or if you have little ones, they don't have those vocabulary necessarily built in, right? We have to build their toolboxes. So if they're going nutso, you can't say you're going crazy, you're bouncing off the walls. They're like, I'm not bouncing off a wall. But if you say things like, I think you seem frustrated to me, or are you feeling angry? Are you mad? Like, it's okay. It's not okay to punch something. It's not okay to bite your brother, but are you angry? Like, let's talk about this. Or are you feeling angry? They don't understand. They don't have those words. They just know that they have this really strong emotion.
Right. And then you can bring in things like pictures of zones of faces. So I do this with some of my sensory kids, where I'll have different colors of faces. And I bet you any money, Gina, I bet they match up with the colors of the oil bottles. I've never thought about this before. But, you know, like maybe you want to have a kiddo who is in the, a yellow phase, like so they're very uplifted and joyful. Or maybe we do want to be more green sometimes, where we're kind of calmer and grounded. And then just like Annie was saying, just teach them the words that they need. I see that you're frustrated. Where do we want to be? You know, we need to feel calm. Actually, don't use the word need, right, Tracy? Need is the lowest vibrational word or something. Don't need. So just say where you are.
The place of power is really choosing. So like, I choose, I feel this, or there is this, I choose that. And Gina, you had talked about affirmations and kind of like going for like, the thing that you really want to experience. And sometimes it's good to take baby steps so you can kind of feel when you hit a block, because you might want to say like, it's getting, it's better, or you're on your way to something. So the best way I could quantify it is like with like money, right? Like you don't want to say like, I have millions of dollars, I am, whatever, because you might have a block at like $800,000, making $800,000. Like, this is a crazy example, I know, but you know what I mean? Like, you just start kind of incrementally feeling better, because you don't want to necessarily feel like it's just a bald-faced lie, like in your affirmation. So it's okay to take kind of those incremental baby steps, and whatever those feelings are, like feeling a little better, a little higher on that emotional scale.
Oh, that makes sense. And again, we can Google, because there's all sorts of, like, you can Google positive affirmations, and it will have like affirmations about health. It will have affirmations about like employment and money and love and relationships, and so you can sort of, you know, if that's something you wanted to do, you can choose you know, already kind of made up affirmations. So yeah, very cool.
Right.
And very powerful and simple, free stuff again. um Okay, so let's see what else we were going to talk about here. We, oh, so Bex found a kind of a mindfulness protocol that she was going to share with us. So go for it, Bex. Take
Okay,
it.
love. So,
Take
do
it
you want
back.
to make it full? Can you make it full screen, babe?
I'm sorry.
So we wanted to kind of leave you, I think, with something simple that you could do for yourself over a quantified amount of time, just to see if you can start feeling a difference. And I found this 4-week mindfulness protocol. So if you want to start taking screenshots, this would be a good time. And then the next slide is going to be the actual page from the book that I found this. So it's not a pretty slide next, but it is all the information. But right here, I'm just going to talk to you about this. So mindfulness, this mindfulness protocol is designed for 4 weeks, and it's basically designed to find your true self. So I'm gonna put my teeth back in. To find your true self, you need to go within. So you're going to turn anxiety into and stress into peace introspection. This protocol takes your attention away from the outside world and to your inner world for self-discovery and more authentic personal expression. The benefits of this protocol. You're going to become more centered with your mind and heart for meditation. And like Tracy said, there's many ways that you can meditate. There's movement meditation where you can be walking or surfing. You can be sat in your chair. You can be laid down in a quiet place. There's many ways that you can meditate. You can sit at your desk and do it, as long as you have that place. It's going to turn your focus inward, and it's going to clarify the energy in your environment. So step 1 is the centered meditation, and the oils that you're going to need for this are vetiver and ginger, and then the steadying blend, which is anchor. So for the vetiver and ginger, you're going to massage a drop of each onto the bottom of your feet, and especially the big toes, before you meditate. So it might be a good idea to make yourself a roller of vetiver and ginger. I always, if I'm doing 10 ml rollers, I tend to do around 10 to 12 drops of each, and then top it up with fractionated coconut oil. If it's a little strong, dilute it. If you want more of a punch, go ahead and increase it. Just be aware of what you're doing, and remember, these oils are powerful, and to just use them with caution. So then you're going to go ahead and put those oils on your feet before your meditation session. And then the steadying blend, which is anchor. So that's one of the yoga blends. You're going to use a drop of this on your wrists and your temples while you're meditating, or whether you're doing personal development reading or journaling. So it sounds like this would be a good way to be starting your morning as well. So maybe carry around anchor in your pocket and your little ginger and vetiver roller at your desk. So the next section is the focused introspection. So these 2 oils that are listed here, grapefruit and Siberian fir, I love these 2. You're going to rub a drop of each over your heart as you breathe deeply, taking your attention within. Use these moments to remind yourself what is real and what is perceived about yourself. And then you're going to follow that up with sandalwood, and you're going to diffuse sandalwood when you're meditating. Maybe you're completing a short yoga session. Maybe you're doing some kind of sound therapy or chanting, or even during prayer, if that's your wheelhouse. Like, just get your sandalwood diffusing, and diffuse quite heavily, like 4 to 6 drops. And then finally, to clarify the energy around you, you want to be diffusing Purify and lemongrass. Side note, Purify is one of my husband's favorites, and it is an oil that is phenomenal for any kind of cleaning and cleansing in general, for like odors. And so luckily I got this around us constantly. So you're going to diffuse 3 to 4 drops each daily to keep the energy within your space clean and open to new opportunities and discoveries. So, I mean, I'm up for trying it. I don't know. I mean, 4 weeks seems like a long time, but it only takes 19 times repeatedly to become a new habit that's kind of innate. So really, we're only got to try for 19 days, and then the rest of the days, it's just going to be in our automatic memory. So if you've got those oils, or if you don't, get them ordered. And let's try the 4-week mindfulness protocol.
And I
What do you think,
figure,
Judy?
like, you know, even if I'm not exactly meditating, but if I'm putting those oils on my feet or on my wrist, or, you know, diffusing them, it's going to be helpful anyway. And it's always fun to add some new, different, you know, kind of things,
Routines, right?
and yeah, change up what, you know, you normally, I'll give up my Superwoman blend and do some vetiver and ginger, right?
I know. I'm excited to make that one, actually.
Yeah. Oh, and the grapefruit and Siberian fir, I feel like that's the, like, is that like Anthropology blend or something? Does anybody remember that? Sarah, do you remember that?
Oh,
I feel like that there was some, like, or is it the root beer blend? I don't know. Can't remember. I feel like those two are something special we should know about. But
yeah.
they're
So
good.
the next slide, Gina, is the one where if they want, they can take a screenshot of that. Oh, my thumb's in the corner. That's funny. I love them. So if anybody wants to take a little screenshot of that, that's the mindfulness 4-week protocol. I'm definitely going to whip myself up some rollers, I think, and give it a go. And then when I feel myself spiraling, I'm going to acknowledge it, explain to myself where I am. I'm going to do my release breaths. I'm going to think of Tracy.
And then your relaxing breaths, right? Is that
Yes.
what release?
I forget. Let me look at my notes. Calming. I wrote calming. I don't know if that was right, but the calming breath. I had the release breath and then the calming.
Perfect. You're a good student, Bex. You're a good student.
I do try.
Okay. We have been wanting to mention convention for a couple weeks now because it's so much fun, and especially for you guys that are on every week with us and really, you know, learning about your oils and how to use them. Convention is packed with information on your oils, where they come from, how they're sourced, which is so cool to learn about, like where do they get frankincense? It's from the resin of these trees that are on these cliffs, and the workers, the farmers have to climb the cliffs and source this resin, and like how certain oils have to be, like, there's a floral oil, I think it's jasmine, like it has to be harvested in the morning because of the dew, and like it's
that's the rose.
Okay,
that's the Bulgarian roses. They're only harvested before sunrise because then the petals are still dewy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I know it. Convention, you have to go. We don't have to go. You just have to buy your ticket.
Because it's all online this year. Usually we travel to Utah, but this year it's online. But just learning more about the science, more about the research they're doing, more about the studies, more about how the oils, you know, have helped people. It's so cool. And I can't even remember how much it is. Is it like $50 or? Not
even. It's $35. I think it was $25 or $30, and it went up in August to either $30 or $35. It just went up $5. And it gives you, I believe it's over 3 days, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the dates. Sandy probably does. She's online. She's very good for dates for me.
I feel like it's September 9th, 10th, 11th.
It's September 9th through 12th, and it's $30. Thanks, Sarah. You're a rock star.
And the 9th, I think, is only the new product release.
You know I want to be on there. And then you can buy your convention kit.
Oh, yeah. And so they release all the new products for the year, which is super fun. It's like Christmas. But more is just the learning, all the cool stuff you learn.
It's amazing. I know they're doing something on mood. They're doing immunity boosting, and there's one other main component that they're talking on. I forget what it was.
I forget. But you can watch at your own pace, right? So it's like recorded, and you can, I mean, it'll be live probably, and then it'll be recorded so you can watch back or watch anytime you can. They're also, I don't know if you guys watched that video, Bex and Sarah, but they've basically created these rooms in a home. So there's a living room and there's a kitchen and there's probably, I don't know, there's several rooms, and then they're gonna teach you all these different things, you know, on how you can use your oils in that room. So you know.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, it's super cool. And like the kitchen is like bright yellow and really pretty and fun. And then there's the living room. So anyway, and then
Very cool.
yeah, I think you can choose which room you want to go into somehow. And anyway, it's going to be cool, fun. And this is the first time it's all online. So everyone can, you know, has an option to join in and learn some cool stuff.
I have to say, I'm really sad that it's not going to be in person, because we always have a blast in Utah. We always rent somewhere out, or we all get together and have so much fun. And it's just, you know, we're crying at some stories and then dancing around and jumping at the next one. And it's an emotional roller coaster while you're there. But it's normally such a great girly getaway as well. So I'm so sad we're not going to be able to experience it, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, cross fingers. But yeah, I know it is a fun trip always. I can't remember if I have any more slides. Nope.
I don't think so.
Do we want to, we're a little bit over. I don't know, Tracy, if you can like end with just doing sounds on your sound bowl. We're doing pain management next week. So for anyone who deals with chronic pain or, you know, is injury prone, this will be a good week to tune in and spread the word for friends if anybody does have chronic pain going on. Thank you all for joining us. Bex, do you have anything else?
No, that's everything. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next Saturday. Take it away, Tracy.
Thank you. It's mesmerizing. I love it.
It's a little challenging with Zoom, and I normally have a better microphone, but hopefully everybody, you know, got a little feel for that.
Oh my gosh, if you can ever do like a sound healing,
yeah, let me know if you've got people. I'm happy to do it.
That would be fun.
It just makes your mind like go slow down. It can't help but slow down.
So cool. My dog is barking outside.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Oh, my pleasure. Nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions?
I had to come outside.
Sandy, were you saying something?
Yeah, I said I had to come outside and just sit on the grass, and you're doing the bowl, and I'm looking around and there's just butterflies everywhere and hummingbirds, and it was very touching. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, that's a mindfulness practice too. Just looking and seeing what's out there and paying attention in the moment. It's so powerful. Just do that for even a minute and it completely shifts you into that relaxation mode. So good for you.
Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks for the inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us, and we hope that, you know, in these stressful times, one of these techniques will be helpful for you, and obviously using your oils.
Yeah. Hope to see you all again soon online or wherever.
Yeah,
So
reach out to Tracy for sure.
yeah, reach out. More events coming up and lots of tips.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Everybody, have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.